How does culture shape human behavior? Culture is a powerful force that shapes the way individuals think, act, and interact with others. It encompasses the shared values, beliefs, customs, traditions, norms, and practices that are passed down through generations within a particular group. Culture influences every aspect of human life, from the way people communicate to their beliefs about right and wrong, their approach to work and relationships, and even how they perceive the world around them. The relationship between culture and human behavior is dynamic, as cultural influences are constantly evolving and interacting with individual experiences. Cultural influence on values and beliefs. At the heart of culture are shared values and beliefs that define what is important to a group. These values often inform what is considered right or wrong, moral or immoral, acceptable or unacceptable. For example, in collectivist cultures, the needs of the group are often prioritized over the needs of the individual. In such societies, behaviors that promote group harmony, such as cooperation, deference to authority, and family loyalty, are highly valued. In contrast, individualistic cultures emphasize personal autonomy, independence, and self-expression, which influences behaviors that are more self-focused, such as asserting one's rights and pursuing individual goals. The way people view their role in society and their relationship with others is also shaped by culture. For instance, in cultures with strong gender roles, behaviors and expectations related to masculinity and femininity are deeply embedded in the culture, dictating how individuals express themselves and interact with others. A woman in one culture may be expected to take on nurturing roles, while in another, she may be encouraged to pursue a career in leadership. These cultural expectations can significantly affect behavior and self-identity. Cultural norms and social expectations. Culture also sets forth a range of norms that guide behavior in various social contexts. Norms are the unwritten rules that dictate how people are expected to behave in specific situations. They provide a sense of order and predictability in social interactions and help individuals understand what is appropriate or inappropriate in different settings. For example, in some cultures, direct eye contact is considered a sign of respect and attentiveness, while in others, it may be seen as confrontational or disrespectful. Similarly, in certain cultures, a firm handshake is a standard greeting that conveys confidence, while in other cultures, bowing or a more reserved gesture may be preferred. These differences in social norms can shape how people behave in social situations and affect their ability to interact successfully across cultures. Social expectations also extend to behaviors related to family, education, and work. In many cultures, children are expected to honor and care for their parents in old age, and this familial duty is considered a key moral obligation. In other societies, the emphasis may be placed on independence and the ability to support oneself financially and emotionally. The cultural context in which a person is raised influences their ideas about family dynamics, career success, and social roles, all of which shape individual behavior. Cultural influence on communication styles. Communication is another area where culture plays a significant role in shaping human behavior. People from different cultures have distinct ways of expressing themselves, interpreting messages, and understanding social cues. These communication differences can influence how individuals behave in social interactions and affect how they interpret the behavior of others. For example, in high-context cultures, such as many Asian and Middle Eastern cultures, communication is often indirect, and much of the meaning is conveyed through context, nonverbal cues, and shared understanding. In these cultures, preserving face and maintaining harmony in relationships are essential, so people may avoid confrontation and use subtle language to express disagreement. In contrast, in low-context cultures, such as those in many Western countries, communication tends to be more direct and explicit. People are encouraged to express their opinions openly and assertively, which can sometimes be perceived as blunt or rude in cultures where indirect communication is the norm. These communication styles influence how individuals interact with others in both personal and professional settings. For instance, a person from a high-context culture may behave more reserved or formal in a work environment, while someone from a low-context culture might be more open and casual. The cultural expectations surrounding communication significantly shape human behavior and social dynamics. Cultural influence on emotional expression. Culture also plays a role in shaping how individuals express and regulate their emotions. In some cultures, emotional restraint is valued, and individuals are taught to suppress or control their emotions in public settings. For example, in some East Asian cultures, emotional control is considered a sign of maturity and self-discipline. In these cultures, outward expressions of emotions such as anger or sadness may be viewed as a loss of face and may be avoided in favor of maintaining a calm and composed demeanor. In contrast, in many Western cultures, emotional expression is often encouraged as a means of self-expression and personal authenticity. People in these cultures may feel more comfortable expressing their feelings openly, whether it is through verbal communication or non-verbal cues such as body language or facial expressions. These cultural differences in emotional expression influence how individuals behave in both personal relationships and public life. Cultural influence on decision-making and problem-solving. The way individuals approach decision-making and problem-solving is also influenced by culture. In individualistic cultures, decisions are often made independently, based on personal preferences and individual goals. People are encouraged to take initiative, solve problems on their own, and prioritize their own interests. In contrast, in collectivist cultures, decision-making is often a group process, with input from family members, colleagues, or community leaders. Group consensus is highly valued, and individuals may sacrifice their personal preferences for the benefit of the collective good. Cultural differences in decision-making can affect behavior in a variety of settings, including family dynamics, workplace interactions, and political decision-making. For instance, in a collectivist culture, a person may be expected to consult with family or colleagues before making an important decision, while in an individualistic culture, the emphasis may be on making the decision independently and taking personal responsibility for the outcome. In conclusion, culture is a fundamental determinant of human behavior, shaping how individuals perceive the world, interact with others, and make decisions. From the values and beliefs that guide moral choices to the norms and expectations that govern social interactions, culture provides the framework within which behavior is learned, expressed, and interpreted. Understanding the ways in which culture shapes human behavior is essential for navigating a diverse world and fostering cross-cultural communication and cooperation. By appreciating the cultural influences that impact behavior, individuals can become more empathetic, open-minded, and effective in their interactions with people from different backgrounds.